Over the past few decades, China has emerged as a dominant force in the global economy, transforming itself from an agricultural society to the second-largest economy in the world. The country has also been increasing its military might, pouring resources into developing advanced technologies and building up its armed forces. With the United States being the current superpower, China's military ambitions have been closely watched by international observers, leading some to suggest that China is creating the most powerful military in the world. In this video, we will explore the reasons why China's military is gaining strength and whether it is likely to become the most powerful military force on the planet. Historical background. To understand the current state of China's military, it is essential to look at its history. For much of its modern history, China's military was underfunded and poorly equipped. The country was ruled by various dynasties, which were more focused on consolidating power and maintaining internal stability than on building up military strength. However, this began to change in the mid-20th century, as the country underwent a series of political and economic upheavals. The establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949 marked a turning point in China's military history. The new government, led by Mao Zedong, saw the military as a crucial tool for consolidating power and protecting the country from external threats. However, the military remained relatively weak for many years, due in part to the country's focus on economic development. The situation began to change in the 1990s, as China's economic growth accelerated. The government started investing more resources in the military, aiming to modernize its equipment and improve its capabilities. At the same time, China began to assert itself more aggressively on the world stage, particularly in the Asia-Pacific region. This led to concerns in neighboring countries and in the United States about China's military ambitions. Current state of China's military. Today, China's military is one of the largest and most technologically advanced in the world. According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI, China is the world's third-largest military spender, behind only the United States and Saudi Arabia. China's official military budget for 2021 is around $209 billion, although some analysts believe the actual figure may be higher. China's military has made significant progress in recent years, particularly in developing advanced technologies. The country is investing heavily in research and development, with a particular focus on areas such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and hypersonic weapons. China has also been building up its naval capabilities, with the aim of creating a blue water navy capable of operating far from its shores. One of the key drivers of China's military development is its ongoing territorial disputes with its neighbors. China has long claimed sovereignty over large parts of the South China Sea, which are also claimed by several other countries. In recent years, China has been building artificial islands in the region and deploying military equipment there, leading to tensions with the United States and other countries. China has also been involved in a border dispute with India, which has led to clashes between the two countries' troops. China's military has also been involved in peacekeeping operations in several countries, including Sudan, South Sudan, and Mali. While these operations have been relatively small-scale, they have allowed China to gain experience in international military operations. Comparison with other militaries. The question of whether China is creating the most powerful military in the world is a complex one, as there are many different factors to consider. In terms of sheer size, China's military is certainly one of the largest in the world, with around 2 million personnel. However, size alone does not necessarily translate into military power. When it comes to military spending, China is currently the world's third-largest spender, behind the United States and Saudi Arabia. However, China's military spending is still significantly lower than that of the United States. In 2020, the United States spent over $738 billion on defense, which is more than 3 times China's official military budget for that year. In terms of technological capabilities, China has made significant progress in recent years, particularly in areas such as artificial intelligence and quantum computing. However, the United States still has a significant lead in many areas of military technology, particularly in areas such as stealth technology, unmanned aerial vehicles, and electronic warfare. Another important factor to consider is the level of training and experience of military personnel. China's military is a conscripted force, meaning that many of its personnel serve for relatively short periods of time and may not have the same level of training and experience as professional soldiers. By contrast, the United States has a large, well-trained, and experienced professional military. Finally, it is worth noting that military power is not just about hardware and technology. Soft power, such as the ability to shape the international narrative and influence other countries, is also an important aspect of military power. In this regard, the United States still has a significant advantage over China, with a more established and influential global network of allies and partners. Potential for future growth. Despite the challenges and limitations discussed above, there is no doubt that China's military is growing in strength and capability. As the country continues to invest in advanced technologies and modernize its equipment, it is likely to become an even more formidable force in the years to come. One area where China is likely to make significant progress is in the development of hypersonic weapons. These are missiles that travel at speeds of Mach 5 or higher, making them much faster and more difficult to intercept than traditional ballistic missiles. China has already tested several hypersonic weapons, including the DF-17, which is believed to be capable of carrying a nuclear warhead and striking targets anywhere in the world. Another area where China is likely to invest heavily is in its naval capabilities. The country has already built a significant number of modern warships, including aircraft carriers and destroyers, and is likely to continue expanding its fleet in the coming years. China is also investing in new technologies such as unmanned surface vessels and autonomous submarines, which could give it an advantage in future naval conflicts. China's military is also likely to continue expanding its global reach. The country has already established military bases in several countries, including Djibouti, and is likely to seek to establish more in the future. China has also been increasing its participation in international peacekeeping operations, which could help it to build relationships with other countries and gain valuable experience in operating in different environments. Implications for international relations. The growth of China's military has significant implications for international relations and global security. The United States has long been the dominant military power in the world, and the rise of China's military could challenge that position. This could lead to increased competition and tension between the two countries, particularly in areas such as the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. China's military expansion could also lead to increased tensions with other countries in the region, particularly those with which it has territorial disputes. Japan, South Korea, and India are all likely to view China's military buildup with suspicion, and may seek to increase their own military capabilities in response. The growth of China's military also raises important questions about the future of global security. As China becomes a more powerful military player, it may seek to shape the global security environment in ways that are more favorable to its own interests. This could lead to increased tensions and conflict, particularly if China's interests come into conflict with those of other major powers such as the United States. Conclusion. In conclusion, China is creating one of the most powerful militaries in the world, with significant investments in advanced technologies and modernization of its equipment. While there are still challenges and limitations to its military capabilities, particularly in terms of personnel and training, the growth of China's military has significant implications for international relations and global security. As China continues to expand its military capabilities, it is likely to become an increasingly formidable force on the world stage. This could lead to increased competition and tension between China and other major powers, particularly the United States. It also raises important questions about the future of global security and the role that China will play in shaping the international security environment. It is important for policymakers and analysts to closely monitor China's military development and its strategic intentions, particularly in areas such as the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. They must also be prepared to work with China to manage potential areas of conflict and to promote stability and security in the region and around the world. Ultimately, the growth of China's military represents a significant challenge and opportunity for the United States and other major powers. By engaging with China and developing a better understanding of its military capabilities and intentions, it may be possible to manage tensions and promote stability and cooperation in the years to come.